Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. We're sitting here at Toncontin International Airport in Honduras. And today we're going to continue our trip down the Americas, north to south, flying down to Panama City. Hopefully we'll get a nice view of the Panama Canal as we come into land. Just going to do a quick weather check here. So the weather's about the same in both places. I'll throw it into the chat. Winds are 080 at 7. Got a bunch of cloud and some looks like some thunderstorms brewing. It's 31 degrees, hot out today. And QNH of 1018. So we're going to be taking off on runway 2 today. Should be pretty good. Anyway, we're sitting here at the airport. There's Nick off in the other Caribou. So we can jump on board and we'll get ourselves set up and ready to go. Alright, on board the aircraft, and as per usual, we will do our pre-flight. So parking brake is on, flaps are up, spoilers disarmed and retracted, weather radar is off, predictive wind shear is off, engine masters 1 and 2 are in cutoff, engine mode selector normal, thrust levers are back in idle, gear lever is down. Alright, time to get this thing fired up. So we'll get the batteries on. External power is currently on. We can hear the air going because it is very hot out. Brake pressure has been checked. And we'll get the panels and overhead lighting on. Let's do Rogers. Get the integrated panel up. E-cams will crank up on the CDs as well, and then we'll hit the overhead. There we go. So before we start it up, we'll do the APU fire test. APU fire test is good. Crew oxygen supply is on. Cockpit voice recorder test is done. We'll get the ADIRs up and aligning. There's all 3. Wing lights are on. Or sorry, the nav and logo lights are on. It's daytime, we don't need to put on anything else. Seat belts, portable devices, and emergency exits are armed. Probe window heats are on auto. APU is still off. Aircraft temperature, we're going to crank it down a little bit. It is kind of warm out there. There we go. Fuel pumps are all off. We'll do the fire tests. Engine 1 and engine 2. It's good. Flight directors are on. Barrow 1018. We'll set that. 1018 is set. You can see our elevation here, 3,200 feet. EFIS will set Rogers side over to 40. ATC is not currently online, so we'll set an initial 10,000 foot climb out. And we'll come down, and radio 122.8 is set. Alright. So over here on the EFB, we can see our SimBrief flight plan is already brought in. We're going to load our fuel. There's our flight plan. Fuel we need for the trip is 7735 today. 7735. So let's go to our fuel. 7735. real time, and we'll start that. So we're now refueling. So we can come down here and get this up and running. So we're going to go in and we're going to request our flight plan. And there we go. Tonquín down to Panama City. Alternate is in Colombia, actually. Caribou 5556, 20 cost index 25. Our Throttle. I'm just going to pull up the flight plan on another screen. 55962. That's pretty close. We'll just enter that in. There we go. And we're going up to flight level 370 today. Of that message. We are good, so we'll head back and get our passengers boarding. Pull in the boarding request. 167 passengers today. It's not bad. Pretty full aircraft. I can start boarding now. While they're doing that, we will look at our flight plan and our departure and arrival information. So we're going to be departing on runway 02 and using the Libus 1 departure. We'll insert that. And just check the current weather down in Panama. Yeah. We're going to be landing on the RNAV Zulu runway 21 right. And the Valsis 1 arrival. It's going to be another interesting arrival as we come in. So, RNAV 21 right Zulu. And the Valsis. On arrival. Alright, so that is all entered in. What we're going to do is go over to plan mode. We are going to take a look at what's going on. So we're going to be departing. We're going to head out to the north. I'll just pull this up so you can see. Just going to grab the Navigraph charts here. Alright, you can see where we're sitting. We're sitting right here. We're going to taxi down to runway 02, turn around. We're going to use the whole runway. We are at elevation. It's going to be a toga takeoff. And on our way out, we're going to be heading down to Libis here. But we're going to fly up this way, up through all these waypoints, turn around, and basically we're flying out around this mountain range here. So what we're going to do is we're going to check some altitude restrictions. So at 3,800, that's an indicator we got to be at 3,800 feet. TG06, we have to be 7,000. TG30, 8,600. TG002, 11,000. 003, 1320. And then we're off on our cruise. Now, as we come in at the other end, we have a restriction here. Let's see if I can move this so we can see. There we go. I'll zoom in a little bit as well. We have a restriction at TC 105 because we're heading for 2-1 right. We have to be at 14,000 feet. So the little tricks I was watching Gavin do to set this up. So this is above 14,000 feet. We're going to set this at exactly 14,000 feet, and hopefully that'll give us a better VNAV. And we'll go down. It's 14,000. And then we're on to the RNAV. So 14,000 at TC 105, TC 144. So it has not put in a whole bunch of these points. Interesting. Just as RNAV 21 Zulu. So let's see if I can do that. So if we go to TC 105 and then TC 153. This might take a little bit of time. It's TC 153 and it wants us at 8,000, at actually 250 at 8,000. That's not the way you do it. 250. We're going to be descending at 8,000. "25 miles is correct. So after that, we're going to be heading to ILTEL, ILTEL. So that is after 153. Oops. So clear that one out. It's been a while since I've done this, so let's go there. ILTEL. Next waypoint. Yeah, 153 ITEL, and that's at 5,000 feet. So we'll go over here. We'll set 5,000. Descending. After ITEL will come TC 151. TC 151 is 210 at 390. Or sorry, 390, 3,900. And after that comes TC 150. So hopefully this will give us a smoother VNAV down and a smoother run in the airport. Again, we have 210 knots. And 370 or 3,700. Return. It's probably a quicker way to do this, but it's good. And then it's these are out of order. So after 150, it's then 146. And 144 is entered twice. So 150. Then 146 at 29, which is correct. We're going to hard code that. And then 145 is fine. Actually, we'll put in a hard 2600. Again, it's a V now, so we're not going to have an ILS to latch onto. Well, the weather should be pretty good, so that's 145, 144. It's 165, which is correct. And we should be at 1977. One 4.3 will be in manual speed mode, but we should be at 12.06. In case we haven't taken over by then ourselves. Alright, so let's see what that all looks like and see if we've made a mess of it. So we'll go at 40, so yeah, we're going to take off. There's our exit out. Let's go to the start of our flight. Up and around. There we go. We should be doing a left circle around. Ah, that looks pretty good. And all our constraints are in. Alright. Looks acceptable. Oops, and I've had the screen up the entire time. But anyway, we'll take a look at it here. We'll show you what we're doing. We're taking off, we're heading up and around. This is all programmed in. We're going to fly down to this point here. We're going to carry on down along the western coast of Nicaragua, the Pacific coast, over Lake Nicaragua, down over Costa Rica. Across there, down across the water, in here to Panama, over the big lakes that are created for the Panama Canal shipping, down over Panama City. Then we make that arcing turnaround and come in and land. Once we're down on the ground, we're landing at 21 right, so we're going to carry on down towards the end. We'll exit to the left, and we're going to come down onto apron T1 in front of the main terminal, and we'll be parking up somewhere here in front of Terminal 1. So that is our flight plan for today. Just getting everything refocused and reset. So MCU data is entered. The MCU is set up right now. We don't need it. It's all GPS settings. IFR clearance. Well, we'll take it as given, and IRSs are now aligned. flight plan has been reviewed. EFIS nav aids are set. Takeoff briefing as per SOPs, and we are squawking 7,000. So now we are just waiting on that. Loading is done, fueling is done. So we can carry on with the setup here. So back we'll go to init B. Our zero fuel weight for today's flight is 59.8 and 24.0.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to flight deck.
And our fuel is 7.7 tons.
I'd like to take this time to welcome you aboard.
And we're expecting a slight trip
wrapping up some paperwork
wind.
up front here and waiting to see.
It'll be a tailwind of 5 knots. There we go.
Cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them your full undivided attention as they review the safety operations of this Airbus aircraft. We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight.
Come over to our
if there's anything we do to make your flight any more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Welcome aboard.
Transition altitude for departure today is, where is it? 19,000 feet, that is correct. It'll be a flaps 1 takeoff, and that gives us 131, 132, and 136. Still have not gotten the new calculator to do all the calculations with, so I'm a little bit behind on that. APU can come on. Oop, I'll turn that off. APU on. And wrong one. That one. We will get the flap open. Flap is open. APU is starting. Go back to our main page there. I think Nick should be pushed back now. Oh, look at there's a Copa. Very nice. He's flying down to Panama as well. Jesus MP. Not sure who that is. It's a 737-800, and the model is a 737. Very nice. Let's make sure the barrel is correct. So MCDU weights are inserted. MCDU performance is done. Our V speeds are set and are on the ND. 100% APU is available. APU bleeds are coming on. External power is now disconnected. Come over to the aircraft. Jet bridge pulled away. And we will get the tug brought in. And we'll plan our pushback. Pretty good straight pushback. And then we're going to line up here on taxiway.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
So windows and doors are locked. Cockpit door is locked. Fuel pumps coming online. Beacon light is now on. Yeah, big batching from you. Yeah. You're right, Kevin. So, steering pin has been inserted. TCAS is on standby. Turn our transponder on. We're just about ready to push.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed, and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
And don't worry, Nick, I won't cut you off on the way to the runway.
Lifting the aircraft.
Like I cut you off landing here last week.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release
Confinton Airport, Caribou 5556. Push and start, gate 1, facing south.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Oh, it will. That is for sure. Alright, so APU bleeds are on, fuel pumps are on. Engine start selector is set. Starting engine 1.
Two doors in the back.
Oops,
Each
let's
door
see this side.
evacuation slide that can be detached from the aircraft and used as a ramp. All exits are clearly marked with a sign overhead. If necessary, floor level lighting will illuminate the aisles helping find the exit. Please take a moment now to locate your closest exit and remember it may be behind you. If there is a change in cabin pressure, 4 oxygen masks will drop from overhead. Firmly pull the mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Place the mask over your nose and mouth, pull the elastic bands around your head, and tighten these with straps on both sides. Even though the bag may not inflate, oxygen will be flowing. Be sure to put your mask on first before helping others, and we'll let you know when it's no longer needed. We'll be passing through the cabin to make sure we are ready for departure. You can help us by making sure your seatbelt is fastened. Your seat back is upright, your tray table is stowed, and all carrying items are put away. If you have any questions about the safety features of this aircraft, please don't hesitate to ask. Smoking food, use electronic cigarettes is never allowed on any flight. Tampering with disabling or destroying smoke detectors and exit.
A little bit laggy there, changing views. There's the bus going over.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Good start.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Starting engine number 2.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
Roger. Good engine start. Clear to
Some constant area traffic, Cavalry Forces 4, long out runway 02.
Holding position, waiting for the visual. Thank you and
We'll go
goodbye.
for an immediate takeoff.
And there goes the pushback crew. Engine spooling up. Then 1 and 2 climbing, EGT's climbing, temperatures and pressures starting to rise. There's Nick's all lined up, ready to go. There goes the bus. And good start, engine 2. APU bleeds off, APU can come off. And engine start selector back to normal. Auto brakes, max. Spoilers, arms, flaps. 1 plus T, engine anti-ice not required, flight controls. It's full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, full left rudder, full right rudder, neutral. Steering pin has been removed, pitch trim, rudder trim, and aileron trims are all set. Taxi lights are on. Content area traffic, Caribou 5556 taxiing runway 02. There's the brakes off. Looks like Nick's gone. And we're a little bit sticky on the ground here unless I tap the brakes. There we go. Should be a lovely takeoff. Nice looking airport. This is default. Looks pretty good. Still no ATC online, but Jamaica's up to the northeast of us. Can hear my APU winding down. fairly high up, hence the toga takeoff. If we were much higher, I'd probably do a flaps 2 departure. Taxi right down to the end. A little bit more power, so we're at a higher elevation. Stay in the cabin. Config check. There we go. We're all good there. Got a private jet coming in. Still a little far away, but he's on his way inbound. He'll be landing well after we take off. Alright, quickly stop. We'll get ready to go. So cabin crew has been notified. Exterior lights are all coming on. Strobes on, wing lights are on, nose wheel to take off, anti-ice not required, packs are on, TCAS, TA,
please prepare
RA, tilt above, weather radar, PWS, and takeoff memo, no blue. Duncanton area traffic, Caribou 5556, take position at runway 02. We're going to use the turnaround circle here just to make sure we get full length. See that little drop off there. Swing her around. I know it's not 100% correct, but do what you can with the sim as it is. There we go. Let's get her lined up. Alright, so starting the clock. Brakes are on. Engines to 40%. Engine stable. Duncanton area traffic. Caribou 5556 rolling, runway 02. Brakes released. Little judder there. Takeoff power set. Mantoga SRS enabled. Yeah, I know, Nick. I keep meaning to grab it and I keep forgetting. So, 100 knots. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Make the turn, head out the valley here. Thrust levers to climb. Autopilot engaged. Just gonna head up to flight level 370. Through S speed, so there's flaps coming up. Turn off the taxi lights, the wing lights, and the runway turn off lights. Put our constraints on so we can see them. So we're going to be above 7,000 here. Should be all right. Some cloud coming in. Yeah, we're looking good. Oh, we're popping at the tops of the clouds already. There's 10,000 feet. Landing lights are off. Pretty stable, so we'll let them do their stuff in the back. Disarm the ground spoilers. And then we're cleared through transition. So over to standard pressure. So we're 300 feet above the minimum at that waypoint, which is good. Got a nice climb out going. Not a lot of tall clouds in the area, which is nice to see. Yeah, we'll go to 60 on that for now. There's another aircraft coming in from South America. 737. So Wednesday we continue our trip across Route 66. We'll be staying in New Mexico for a little bit. It's a fairly big state. We're going to head from Santa Rosa to the well-known Santa Fe on Wednesday, so I hope you can join us. There's Nick, appearing on the TCAS. It's about 10,000 feet above us. Now we just climb up the cruise and enjoy the views. So the BAE 146 is a handful to fly. It's kind of like, I guess, doing the DC-6 without the AFE, like doing everything yourself. There's a lot of stuff that happens in that airplane, so I'm trying to get into the flows. Did one complete flight in it so far. I think I'm going to use it to hop around Britain and northwestern Europe. So it should be a fun airplane. Just getting to grips with a lot of the switches and the systems on it. Hey Dark, evening, how are you doing today? Lost Nick again on the TCAS. He must be above reporting range. Crank out to our cruise range for the nav. Turn the constraints off, we don't need them anymore. It's 23,000 feet. No, well, trying to get a flight done over Germany. Oh, you having difficulties? I'm doing fine. Saw a couple little stutters on the sim I can't quite figure out, but other than that, yeah, it's doing this and then offline. The 747 fueling thing I've got to figure out still, and then I'm working. I found a checklist for the 146, so I got to print that later. Use that to start running through some stuff to get the flows down on that airplane. I think we're going to see that one start appearing. But yeah, just here enjoying our flight out of Honduras. Very mountainy. Anyway, still no controllers up, which is good. We're at 25,000 feet, which is even better. So why don't you sit back, take a look out the windows, and I'll throw on some entertainment. Galley's open, drinks cart should be around in a minute. Do avail yourself and enjoy what is available for you to have. And we will be back on chat briefly, or on voice briefly, but I will be in the chat. And I'm going to go to the galley and put the kettle on. So we'll talk again shortly.
gentlemen. Once again, for the flight, thank you, Captain. We just reached a cruise altitude before the flight. As we begin to settle in, I do want to remind you to please keep your seatbelt those clear in front of the aisle as the flight is going to take a turn. The cabin is carrying out shortly. Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating with the front galley when the flight gets doors located. Thank you.
Shot in the back, eh? Don't try to talk, Sheriff. Nasty wound. Not bleeding, though, that's something. Ah, you're gonna be all right. I'll have you in Starbucks before night. Just to swallow now. You can have more later.
We got it!
Are you hurt, man?
I don't think so. Are they coming?
They're almost here.
They must take me.
Please don't let them. I'm not a bandit. Really, I'm not. You see...
Hey, this is the best place here, Elmer. Give me a push.
Hello, I'm back. Don't you understand? It was our only way out. Won't you please help me?
Well, I'll do what I can for you, miss. Your horse is done for. Well, you'll have to take mine.
Hey, why don't you stay out of here?
I'll have your horse in town for you in an hour.
You got his horse, Bert.
Yeah, it's too bad I didn't get the road agent.
Well, he can't get far. We got it.
We lost him. You go that way.
Oh, come on, Bert. This ain't getting us nowhere.
Dad! I got it!
You got what? Where in the world have you been?
I'm in Robinson. I held up the stage, and I got our money.
You held up the stage? Why, I never...
I let it fall over, and I'm safe. But I lost Prince. They shot him from under me. And if it hadn't been for a stranger lending me his horse, I guess I'd be in jail by now.
A stranger? Well, who was he?
I don't know. But he sure was swell. I've got to change my clothes to get his horse back into town.
I never heard of anything like that before in all my life. Boys are sure late. I wonder if anything's happened.
There she comes down.
Put down them irons. There ain't no passengers. Well, hand down the bag. You're late now.
There ain't no bag. A masked rider held us up about 2 miles back.
What'll the boss say? We can't help what he says. It ain't our fault.
Well, we'll see you in town.
Pete, we got stuck up again. Where did it happen? Down by Big Rock Canyon.
What kind of a horse was he riding?
A bay. We shot the horse, but the rider got away.
You might trace the brand and find the owner.
By George, we never thought to look at the brand.
We'll ride up there and see what we can find. How do you do, Miss Denton? How's your father?
Better, thank you. Oh, Pete, was there a package for me today?
There was. The stage was held up.
Again? Where's the sheriff?
He hasn't got back yet. You know, he went out to try and break up this road agent gang. We haven't been able to find him. Can I be of any assistance?
Well, my horse and saddle was stolen last night. I thought maybe he might be able to help me find it.
What color was your horse?
He was a sort of a bay with a 00 brand.
Horse of that description just shot.
Oh, I hope it wasn't mine.
If it was, Miss Denton, I'll bring your saddle.
Thank you.
Howdy, folks. Did you tell me where the sheriff is? Well, I take charge when he isn't here. Can I do anything for you? Thanks. I'll wait for him.
The sheriff didn't care especially for this job. He might not come back.
I'll take that chance. I've an idea he will come back.
I don't like the way that fellow talks. We'll watch him.
Meet me at the crossroads and I'll take you home.
That masked mandatory was on the square, huh?
Yeah, he got it 2 miles ahead of the boys.
Well, he's afoot now. The only place he can get water is the Devons or town. We may get him. Let's have a look at that horse.
You better put your horse in the barn.
It's a good idea. I reckon he's pretty dry.
You were right. He is thirsty. Come on. I want you to meet my dad.
Sure, I'd be glad to.
Dad, I want you to meet Mr. Saunders.
I want to thank you, young feller, for what you've done for my daughter. Forget it. What's happened to you? Sit down. I'll tell you all about it. Thank you. See, Fay and me own half interest in the mine at Yucca. Our partner sends us our share every couple of weeks. Sometimes it's only a few dollars. Other times it's a few hundred.
He always writes us when we expect it. And almost always the stage was held up when a shipment came through. One day we discovered our letters were being opened.
They knew just when the money was coming. So I decided to follow the stage. I'm ran into the holdup. Got a slug in my hip. Today, Faye thought she'd beat him to it. That's when you happened in.
It's Kincaid with my saddle. Wait here. I'll get him on his way.
It was your horse, all right, Miss Denton. Here's your saddle.
Thank you so much.
Not at all. Bert, take it out to the barn.
Never mind, no trouble.
When your father's feeling better, I'd like to talk to him about buying your ranch.
He's too ill to talk now.
Give him my regard.
Thank you, I will.
Hey, Chief. You know that hombre what was looking for the sheriff?
Yeah.
Well, his horse is in Denton's barn.
I wonder what his game is. Well, whatever it is, we'll put a stop to it right here. You boys wait here. You've got to come along this road. Accidents will happen.
I get you.
What about the sheriff? Can he do something?
It's mighty strange, but Bill Baxter's gone. He's the second sheriff to disappear in a year. He was a fine man, and our friend.
Why is Kincaid so anxious to buy your ranch?
He's trying to buy up all the ranches. And he's offering the boys the ridiculous price of $1 an acre. He owns the water rights to Gloss Creek. You see, Gloss Creek comes up, disappears on his land. He supplies the whole country hereabouts with water.
That's why he's so independent. No one will fight him for fear he'll shut off their supply.
I'm the only one to talk back to him. I've got the only well in Antelope Valley. Boys are holding a meeting in town today.
The men were getting a rotten deal. Forced to sell our land for nothing or no water.
I'll fight first.
But he's got real good men. What about our family?
Well, you can't start a fight now. Give Washington a chance to answer our letter. They're bound to send somebody out here to investigate Baxter's disappearance.
That's right.
Well, let's wait until we see what he says when he learns we've decided not to sell.
Well, that's the idea.
Well, I hope you'll be feeling better, Mr. Denton.
Thank you.
And I may accept that invitation of yours to stay here.
We'd love to have you.
We sure would, son.
Well, thank you. Right.
They may have seen your horse at the barn. You'll be careful, won't you?
I'll be back for dinner. Well, gentlemen, have you reached an agreement?
Yes. We've decided you can go plumb to Wakeford. Your proposition, Kincaid, is beyond all reason. We've worked years for these lands, and we don't intend to settle for a few measly dollars.
That's your privilege. Don't forget, the state has ceded me the right to the only water in this valley. I've spent hard-earned money for labor and dams, and I expect to get it back.
You're getting it back, ain't you? We're paying you a big price for your water now.
In 3 days, my contract to furnish you with water expires. You can either sell at my price or pay 4 times the amount of water you're paying now. So settle it among yourselves.
now.
Come on, get together.
Now you boys are going for a nice little ride. Hello, Morgan. Glad you got here. Sit down. What's the trouble? Nothing right now, but anything might happen. I need protection. What's it worth? Same as before. People that are running down the road, speaking singing. Tonight you'll be drinking your drink with the dead. Who's that? I don't know. What a fine parable of birds you turned out to be.
Howdy, man. I'm looking for a Mr. Taylor. Hi, Taylor.
Found this letter a few miles back on the road.
Must have been dropping that last stagecoach hold up. Boys, here's our answer from Washington. Good. Dear Mr. Taylor, in answer to your letter of May the 10th, please be advised that we are sending a man to investigate the situation you mentioned as soon as possible.
I hope he gets here soon. Now we'll know, Mr. King. Yeah, I want to know. Ready up.
Oh, glad to see you out, Mr. Denton. Yep, it's better every day. Say, is that the old creek bed? Yeah. When I first come here, it was running water through every ranch in the valley. Then it dried up. That's when Kincaid got the upper hand. You can't divert a stream, can you? Oh, that's in the law. Well, those water contracts expired today at noon. I think I'll take a run in town and see what happens. That's a good idea. I'll be glad to hear about it.
Here comes Kincaid now.
Gentlemen, it's noon. My contract with you has expired. Have you come to any decision?
Kincaid, you've got the soul of a snake.
We won't go into that. This is a business proposition. The law is on my side. Now, What have you decided to do?
Just this. We are hanging on to our land, and we are not paying your price for your water.
That's right. Then take the consequences. Boys, turn off the water. Guard my dam. And if anyone sets foot on my land, shoot.
Kincaid may get more shooting than he's looking for.
Just a minute, man. All right. Just a minute. I'm sure Dan will give you all the water you can haul.
Well, we call on him for drinking water. He can't supply enough for our stock as well. That man from Washington was only close.
That sure was a good dinner.
Just glad you enjoyed it.
Wait till you taste them hot biscuits in the morning. Oh, biscuits.
Dad's crazy about hot biscuits.
Well, who wouldn't?
Gee, that was beautiful. Won't you sing the chorus again?
Mighty fine, son. Listen to that all night.
I enjoyed that so much. Please sing another one.
Remember what I told you. If anyone tries to get water, shoot. All right, boy.
All fixed up? Yes, keep full to the brim. Well, Mason, in case of trouble, keep on going. I'll be right behind. Keep your eyes open. Out of the trouble. Oh, don't worry, we'll get you. Eat your dinner.
Bye. Dad, what are we going to do about Kincaid's office?
Well, Faye, I've decided we better stick with the boys and their families.
You're right.
You ride down and tell Kincaid that we ain't selling.
I sure will.
I get more water from Denver. I expected that. I've got my men posted and they'll never get through. Besides, I've made Denton an offer he can't refuse. I'll own his place before night.
Here he comes.
give you the signal, you come down the middle of the street. I'm ordering this Saunders out of town. And he may be just fool enough to fight it out with you.
I'll be ready.
I tell you, men, this has got to stop. Your cattle's dying. Your crops are withering. You're fighting a hopeless fight. Kincaid's got the law behind him. Sign up and take your licking. Sign up and stop this bloodshed.
Saunders, you've interfered in my business once too often. Now I'm giving you just 1 minute to get out of town.
What's the trouble?
There's gonna be a shoot. That's singing Sandy. Most notorious gunman since Billy the Kid.
Make it fast, Slippery. It's your last draw. You'll never handle guns again, Morgan.
Right through the rib. You better get him over to the doctor. Saunders, I guess you win. Can I talk to you a minute? Sure, I'll talk to you. He's singing Sandy, I tell you. I saw him do the same thing down on the border.
Is he a killer?
He's got a reputation from here to Kentucky. I need you. I'll pay your price. What's the job? Protecting me and my interests. The law's on my side. The sheriff's law of these ranchers may start trouble. I need a job. Enough? I'll take the job. Now how about these dents? I paid them an offer they can't refuse. Well, why pay them anything? Drop the charge of dynamite down their well and collapse it. They'll have no water, and then like the rest of the ranches, they'll have to sell out for nothing. That's an idea. Send in the boy. Kincaid wants you. I'd like to talk to your rancher confidentially. Why, certainly. What is it? Now listen, boys. Saunders is working with us. So let bygones be bygones. We're going to blow up Denton's well. And I want you to get enough dynamite to collapse it for good. If what you say is true, Saunders, we'll owe you a lot.
Well, it's a long chance, but I say take it. Well, we were going to sign the contract anyway, so we'll insist on that clause. Good. Yeah, I think my boy got away. Well, Miss Betty, I'll go along and watch over that. I'll take a big charge. I'll get enough to blow it to China. Good.
Bill Baxter, you know. Said he killed the sheriff.
When I get inside, you boys let it go. Now let's do this job right. Leave it to us.
One job we did right.
Yeah, we opened up the whole Pacific Ocean.
We better clear out of here before Kincaid catches up with us.
Why, Kincaid's dam will be nothing but a mud hole. Your well was the headwater to Lost Creek.
Yeah, but Bill Baxter's bad.
Well, he
you can ride that. Come on, let's get in on the front. Well, then, now that the contracts are all signed and witnessed, I'll have the boys turn off the water. What's the matter? Don't worry about me. Stand back, you! Come on, Doc. Water's fine. Hey, MK, bridge gone dry. Oh, dry? Hey, men, someone pulled Denton's well and turned loose the whole river. What the hell? All his staff will be crying. And we'll own his land. Yes, that was the right time.
Ruined. Now I'm getting even.
Tried to finish me. The young Saunders here saved my life. Hey, look. It's the sheriff. It's Bill back.
I started out across the desert, heading for Sodom. In pain and one of his young men followed me. When they got this chance, they plugged me in the back.
Then we'll just shut the movie off. Now we're getting close to the top of descent anyway, and it is a repeat. COVID Killer over on Twitch. Saw your message. What mods am I using? Not sure what exactly you want to know. I have the overlay is a mod. I'm running the fly-by-wire mod for the A320. But really, Microsoft Flight Simulator is full of mods. Almost everything's a mod. Airports are mods. So let me know specifically if there's anything. Anyway, we've entered our weather information as I posted in the chat. The current MEDAR 270 at 9, scattered clouds at 1700, broken at 9000, temperature 29 and 1009 for the Barrow. So we're going to stick with the Arnav Zulu 21 right, coming up for top of descent. So 8,000 feet, or sorry, 14,000 feet is the lowest altitude on the star. So we're going to dial in 14,000. I think that's the first of our waypoints anyway. We'll throw the constraints on. We're going to need them. No scenery mods today. The pushback is a toolbar pushback. The in-flight video is just something I created that I do through OBS. It's not a mod for the sim. It's just me being a little bit creative with a couple overlays and bringing in the movies. The plane, again, it's the fly-by-wire A320 in my own channel livery, Caribou Airlines. Boy, that's loud. We can go out here for a better look at it. Done by one of our members, Dark Fury, created this for us. But the sceneries are the default sceneries for departure and arrival airports. Alright. So we're almost at top of descent. And again, the 14,000 is the first restriction on altitude. PC specs, it is, let me just bring them up in the chat for you. So right after we make the turn at Baitor, I will be going into managed mode for altitude, and that should bring us down on the descent. So basically we're going to come in, we're going to turn down towards Panama City, cross to the south, loop around, and come into the airport. And we'll be flying right over the lake here that was made by locking up the canal. So I'll just shut the map off now. We don't need that anymore. So 4 miles to the turn. I've got the VOR showing for the airport VOR, TUM. So we're 100 miles out now. COVID Killer, no problem. You're more than welcome. So there's the turn. Put in our descent. Should be managed descent. There's the green dot. Let's see if she can control it on the way down.
From the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed, we have begun our initial descent down to our destination. Now would be a good time to wrap up any business you need to take care of as we prepare for our approach. If you are up, once you return to your seat, we ask that you remain seated until the aircraft arrives.
So I'm sure it should hold the altitude until we hit the indicator. I mean, I did go a couple miles early, although the path is coming down. So when we intercept the green ball, we should increase our descent. There we go. And then we got our speed range set up as well. So let's see how we do now that we've altered all the stuff. Panama City traffic, Caribou 5556 leaving flight level 370 on the Valis 1 arrival for the Arnav Zulu runway 21 right at Panama City. So just monitor, make sure our speed stays within the restrictions. You see the first constraint. TC 105 is 14,000 feet. We'll see how we do when we hit it. So we did Gavin's little trick there that he put the video out on. We took a look at the constraints that we're in, and where they gave us an above or below or whatever, we've hardlined them. So hopefully it can figure out less variables for it to figure out as we descend down. So if we go take a look at the airport, just pull that up. MPTO. So one aircraft getting ready to leave, and there's 5 inbound. Three of us coming out of Honduras. Air Canada flight coming in from Toronto, and it looks like a flight coming in from Bogota, Avianca. And there's an American Airlines heading out of here and heading back over to Honduras. So we'll see how busy it gets. There's a couple of airports in the area, so we gotta watch that. There's the coastline coming up again. It's 30,000 feet. So we'll put on the passenger seat belts, no portable devices, get everyone seated, and give the cabin crew a chance to get the aircraft set up for arrival. This is another airport where we'd love to have the terrain radar working so that we could see what's around us. Hopefully that won't be too much longer, as they will shortly be releasing the SDK for that. Hopefully we'll see it in an update not long after. Same with the CRJ and the 146 and all these aircraft. I'm assuming the 737. See how we're going to be making that circling approach. And when we get to TC 145, we'll be going to a 3.1 degree down angle, and that should bring us down more or less on track for the approach, and then we'll just go to manual at the bottom. Shouldn't be an issue. Weather is pretty decent at the moment. Slot that back to 40. So we'll see how good we are when we hit, as I said, TC 105. See if we're at 14,000 feet. I think at this point, I'm going to put in our bottom. We'll see how we do. So I'm going to set 1,000 feet. Airport elevation is 134, so that's fine. And it's above our minimum approach altitude. So we'll dial that in. You can see our restrictions just appeared for our descent. Programmed restriction of 14,000 feet. Coming up to the coastline again of Panama, and the big lake in front of us is the canal. You can see the here's where you go in, and there from the Gulf of Mexico side, and there's the locks, 2 sets of locks now, the old ones, and then because of the huge ships that go through, the big containers, and I think some of the cruise ships, there's the newer locks. Not sure which is which. But they're wider and longer and can take the bigger ships. And then you go into what building the locks created, these lakes that lead you all the way across Panama. And then there's the set of locks on the other side in Panama City that take you down to the Pacific. And we should see them as well as we come in. So we seem to be tracking okay. Just under 7,000 feet to go. Looks like Nick's made it down to Panama. Panama City. He's well into the approach now. And we are on VATSim, but there's no controllers currently up at the moment. So we're through transition. So we want to set our 1009. There we go. There's Valis, the entry point into the star. Although technically we've been just doing the transitional part. We're now on the star proper, which is a short leg actually. As TC 105 is the entry point into the approach. So 10 miles to go, just over 2,000 feet. We're looking good. Definitely got some cloud cover. It did say scattered clouds, so that is pretty much what we're seeing here. Hey, Short Kitty. We've just made it in time for the arrival into Panama City. How are you doing today? How's things over there? Starting to get late for you. So it'll be what, 10:30? So it looks like we're going to be bang on when we get there. Our next restriction's coming up. That's going to be 8,000 feet. That's TC 153. And that's, how far along is that? That is, well, 25 miles, so it'll be a slow descent down. There's 14,000. Flying around an X-plane, nice. So there's our next one, 8,000 feet. We're at 14,000 feet, TC 105. So well done, that little trick there. There's our speed coming back now to 250 as we're going to be descending down. We did set that back, that altitude or speed constraint. So everything is done on our descent checklist to the barrow. Barrow has been set. Seatbelt signs are on. No portable devices signs are on. At 10,000 feet, we'll go landing lights and everything else. As we head down to 8,000. So at our current descent rate, speed's just slightly high, so I'm going to just edge out the spoilers slightly. Got a little bit of drag on. See if we can get the aircraft to start slowing down slightly to 250. Take a look at the wings. They're just a slight little bit. Speed control. Slight bit more. There's the city. And lots of buildings.
American 2 pushing back, International 208.
Very cloudy and misty down there. So TC 151, we have another speed restriction down to 210. Yeah, lots of fancy buildings down there in Panama. And a rainbow. There you go. So the airport's behind us, actually. We're looping all the way around and coming back. And here comes 10,000 feet. So we'll get the landing lights on, we'll throw the wing lights on, and the taxi lights just so everyone can see us. Signs are on and everything is on in the back. Landing system's not required, as we're on an RNAV and not an ILS. There's the coast. See the rains coming down out in the hills there. Yeah, we might run into some rain as we come down. We'll have to see. Outside temperature currently 24 degrees. Come back on the speed brake a little bit more.
Toguman traffic, Copa 341 is pushing back tail south from gate 110. Toguman.
That's the airport we're heading into, Panama City.
341, it's American 2. Which runway are you planning on today?
We're set up for 03 left, sir. American 34, or correction, Copa 341.
03.
Please repeat for American 2.
Yeah, we're set up. We're pushing back now, but we're set up. We're going to depart out of the 03 left.
Copy that. American 2 is taking 03 right. I'll let you know.
Roger. Yeah, we haven't even disconnected yet, so you'll probably beat us to it.
Okay. Have a good flight.
Just going to do another weather check here. Still showing the winds out of the west. Tokuman traffic, Caribou 5556. We're inbound on the Valis 1. We're aiming for the RNAV 21 right. I take it you guys are going to be taking off very shortly?
Negative for American 2. Well, it'll be a bit.
Roger on that. We still got a little bit to go for 2-1 right.
What was call sign again?
Caribou 5556.
Well, American 2 will keep an eye on you.
Alright, so here we come. Heading down. We've now got our... heading into Iltel. We got to be at 5,000 feet. Speed's coming back. We've gone into descent mode, I believe. We've gone in, so our speed's cranking right back.
Tokuman international traffic, Cavalry 464, short final for runway 21 right.
So there's notch 1 of flaps. We're going to hold this now for a little bit. We'll just slow down a little bit as we come around. Speed brakes are still fully out.
Tokuman ground, American 2, taxiing out runway 3 right, Sierra 4 Lima. Keeping an eye out for arriving traffic on the 2s, 2-1s.
So we're descending now down to 3,900 feet, and what I'm going to do is switch over to track mode because we're going to want that angle instead of vertical speed. We want flight path angle. A little bit hazy down there. Airport's behind us, off over there. We're slightly high, but we're working our way down. About 800 feet high at the moment, but we got about 6 miles to bring us around to the next point. 100.
Tucuman traffic, Copa 341 is taxiing runway 03 left via Juliet and Golf, Tucuman.
Tucuman traffic, Caribou 5556, 11 miles out on the RNAV runway 21 right, Tucuman.
American 2 will be holding for arriving traffic to Caribou.
Alright, so
2,500.
let's see if she's going to take us down. Yep, she is. Got those constraints all set up. Alright, so we'll go flaps 2. It's 180, gear down.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
I'm going to force the descent. She's holding it off to slow down. It's flaps 3.
Tucuman traffic, Copa 341 is lining up runway 03 left, Tucuman.
I just told you I was inbound. I'm currently 7 mile final on 21 right. Gonna have to go around.
Negative, to continue your approach, we're just going to line up 03 left. We have you on the TCAS, Copa 341.
Okay, roger. Alright. Making the turn.
And American 2 is holding short at 3 right. We'll wait for arriving traffic to clear.
So we'll do cabin.
And the Caribou, confirm you guys are taking 21 left or 21 right?
I'm 21 right for Caribou 5556.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 21 left. All right, we'll just do a right 180 here, and we'll get out of your way. It's Copa 341.
Thank you. All right, so we're all set up.
In that case, American 2 is lining up on 3
Gear
right.
down, lights are on, flaps are set, spoilers are armed. Airport in sight.
And Caribou over Copa 341 is clear of the runway now. We're holding short 03 left.
1,000.
We're on our way in.
$500.
A little high.
400.
We'll get her down.
300.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
50. 20. 10. 5.
Slightly fast. Whoa. Hold it. Hold it. Oh, that got away from me there. Oh, there's no taxiway there. There should be.
American 2 departing 3 right on the Sima 2 Alpha departure to the north.
Hopefully I can get out of this guy's way. Well, I'm going to fake the taxiway that it says is here. There is no taxiways. And Caribou 5556 clear, runway 21 right. Thanks for waiting.
You got it. Have a good one.
That's interesting.
Tucuman traffic, Copa 341 is lining up, runway 03 left, Tucuman.
I have no taxiways. The little 4x4 action here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I can get the airport. Wow. Let's see if I can find the terminal. Hello?
Tucuman traffic, Copa 341 is departing runway 03 left via the Saman 2 Bravo departure to the north, Tucuman.
Wow. This
American 2 is through 2000, 5 miles from turning left.
This is funny.
American 2, this is Copa 341, roger, I have you in sight, sir.
Copy that, American 2.
Well, we're just going to 4x4 it over here and park beside Nick. And we're going to have to look for a airport on FlightSim.to. Welcome to Panama City, I guess. No ground power. Okay, we'll turn on the APU. That was strange. Not gonna deny. We flap open, we're flap open. Alright, so we can turn these off, turn them off, turn off that, turn off that, turn off that. And let them do their thing back there. Turn these off, turn those off. Follow me card out to the runway, I guess. I don't know. I mean, the runways are here. At least that one is, I think.
And Copa 341 American 2 at Koodle, taking a left here.
There's the other one over there.
We've got you about 4 miles behind us on our left wing.
Roger that, American 2, Copa 341.
This is sort of the
we
terminal?
have you nose here about 5 miles over Lobach at 3,000 above.
But I don't know.
Copy that, American 2.
So, flight path angle, sorry, COVID, I just saw your notes. Vertical speed sets how many feet per minute you're going to be descending at, so 1,500 feet per minute, 2,000 feet per minute. Flight path angle sets an actual angle downward, so 3 degrees or 3.1 degrees, which I set there. So the approach for landing was 3.1 degree angle, so that's what I set to bring the airplane down. Problem was I was letting the aircraft do it, but as soon as I tried to slow down and deploy flaps, it would change the thing, so I ended up being high. But that's all right. We'll work on that for next time. Okay, so the APU's on. We can kill the engines.
Copa 341, we're turning left now, direct Seaman for American Copa 341 for American 2.
And that's going to do us for that. So, gonna have to hunt for scenery and see what we get. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you on a new one. If you want more information, if you have any questions, or if you want to join us, come over to the Discord. I'll put the link up in both the YouTube chat and I'll copy it over into the Twitch chat. You can come say hi, find out when we fly, join along if you want. find out if they're multiplayer or VATSim flights, and you can, like I said, join us in the flights and partake as we fly around the world in all kinds of different aircraft. So we know there should be proper terminals here. We know there should be a whole set of taxiways and stuff. We do have the runways. Worst comes to worst, we'll just 4x4 it out to the runways, but obviously we want proper taxiways. But that's going to do it, guys. Thank you very much for coming along. We will see you on Wednesday for our Route 66 flight.